Hey brothers, welcome back. And in this video, we are talking about willpower. Why is it important? How can we develop it? What are the tools that we need in order to get more of it? And what we can use it for. Now, before we get started, June is Men's Mental Health Month. So in honor of that, if you or somebody you know is struggling with mental health, head on over to jamilsenior.com/coaching to get a free coaching session. Now, guys, I was watching a video the other day. I was watching a podcast by Andrew Huberman. If you don't know who Andrew Huberman is, he is a neurobiology professor at Stanford, and he also has a very popular podcast where he explains a lot of processes that go along in the brain that help us have better, a better lifestyle. So he was talking to David Goggins about a particular new discovery that they've made in the brain that allows us to develop willpower. And I'll let him explain it better than I can.
I'm going to share a little neuroscience tidbit,
Love it.
but I think it's one that you'll appreciate. Most people don't know this, but there's a brain structure called the anterior mid-cingulate cortex. As we pointed out before, that's a noun, it's a name, it doesn't mean anything. Right. We could call it the Cookie Monster.
Right.
But what's interesting about this brain area is there are now a lot of data in humans, not some mouse study, showing that when people do something they don't want to do, like add 3 hours of exercise per day or per week, or when people who are trying to diet and lose weight resist eating something.
Right.
When people do anything that they, and this is the important part, that they don't want to do.
Right.
It's not about adding more work, it's about adding more work that you don't want to do.
Yes.
This brain area gets bigger.
Yep.
Now here's what's especially interesting about this brain area to me. And by the way, I'm only learning this recently because it's new data, but there's a lot of it. The anterior mid-cingulate cortex is smaller in obese people. It gets bigger when they diet. It's larger in athletes. It's especially large or grows larger in people that see themselves as challenged and overcome some challenge.
Right.
And in people that live a very long time, this area keeps its size. In many ways, scientists are starting to think of the anterior mid-cingulate cortex not just as one of the seats of willpower,
Right.
but perhaps actually the seat of the will to live.
Now, this is sort of exciting because, and I don't know if this kind of defeats the purpose, but this is kind of exciting for me because whenever I do something that I know I don't like doing, then it gives me a little bit of excitement to know that I am developing or I'm sort of growing the capability of my willpower as I'm doing these things. Now, in order for us to develop this willpower and to have more of it, we need to be doing more of the things that we hate doing, but that we know that are the things that we need to be doing in order to further our lives. Now, why is this important, and why should we even try to develop these things? Why should we pursue hard things, and why does it matter, right? Because at the end of the day, we talk about willpower, this and that, and we wish we had more of it in usually more banal ways because we want to be able to resist eating like a whole sleeve of cookies, or because we want to stop binging on Netflix for 40 hours straight. But the main thing here is if we are able to resist that temptation and we're able to develop that willpower, then we are able to gain so much more out of our lives because it's easier for us to do the hard things that are going to lead to better outcomes in our lives. If you want to have more money, right, in your career or whatever it is, well, you know that you need to be more disciplined with your spending. Be very disciplined and do the hard things that you need to do in order for you to make more money. Be very, very disciplined with your investments if you're at that stage where you can start investing money every single month and use that money then to grow more money, right? So it goes every single way that you look at it in terms of anything that you want to do. But in this particular, example of making more money, you need to develop willpower in order to do the hard things that you need to do in order to make more money and have more of it and have that lifestyle. But the same goes for anything else. The same goes if you want to be like very, very athletic and ripped and have this amazing body. The same thing applies. You need to have willpower in order to not eat junk food every single day. You need to have willpower in order to work out every single day. You need to have willpower in order to resist invitations from other people to go and eat junk food every day, right? So you need to be able to develop these things by doing the hard things, which is kind of, it's kind of weird because not a lot of people want to do this. Because like I said, it's the hard things. Nobody wants to do hard things because, well, they're hard, right? And it's understandable because, they're hard things and they're uncomfortable and they're not things that you are wanting to do or looking forward to do most of the time. But if you start doing them little by little, they start to become habits and you start to develop a little bit more of that willpower. Now, how can you start to develop that willpower in a way that's not overwhelming or that doesn't make you feel burnt out every single day? Well, the first thing that you need to do is to start small and to start by increments. And once you do that, it becomes easier and easier and easier as you go. So the first thing that you need to do is start with the most basic thing that you could possibly do. Brush your teeth in the morning, make your bed, fold your clothes when they're ready, those sort of things that are very easy and basic, and a lot of people already do them. If you start with those things, then the bigger things become easier. Now, once you've done that, maybe you want to add like a healthy smoothie to your morning routine, right? And so you make your healthy smoothie every single morning. And every single night, you make sure that you have the ingredients to make that smoothie every morning, right? So doing those things diligently and developing that discipline every day allows you to start stepping over and over to the next rung in the ladder and to actually develop that willpower. And then after that, maybe you want to work out every day. So you schedule out a time where you're going to work out. And then when you work out every single day, it becomes easier for you to work out. And it becomes easier for you to add more things that are going to benefit you. So it's really very simple. It's simple to understand. It's hard to apply, which is usually, the thing that happens with everything. It's very, very simple. It's actually incredibly simple. Do the hard things that you've been avoiding. Do them. Because once you do them, doing them later on becomes a lot easier. Now, once you do them, try to stick to them. And don't beat yourself up if one day you don't follow through with it. If you're working out every single day and you worked out from Monday through Saturday, but Sunday you just were too lazy, you slept in and nothing happened, you didn't go to work out, don't beat yourself up about it, right? If you beat yourself up about it, then it kind of defeats the purpose. Because we need to also acknowledge the things that we're doing right in our lives in order for us to keep going and keep having that incentive to work out the next day. So don't beat yourself up about it if you don't follow through every single day. Just focus on today, on the now. Do the hard things today, and tomorrow those hard things become easier. Hope this is helpful to you. Leave a comment down below if you agree or disagree. Like the video if you like the video. Subscribe to the channel. See you guys in the next one.